So, well, blog number 2, I'm going to make a simple salad. You wouldn't believe how trivial it is to make a salad, and yet they cost so much in pubs and places. So what I've got here is some leftover white cabbage, some very leftover radishes, they're starting to shrivel a bit of leftover beetroot, and a bit of a cucumber which has seen better days. And I basically just started, that's why this is slightly dirty. There's a few of the radishes, I'm just cutting them into quarters. So, I'm basically, so I have to do is one hand because I'm holding the camera. So, that's the last of my cabbage. Shove it in. And, of course, it's not particularly appetising at the moment. Right. So what I'm going to do is now, well, stir it first. So, quickly grab a spoon. So, I'm just stirring it to get it all mixed. I wouldn't want to eat it like this, it's a bit dry. Some people might, after all, it's quite crunchy. But now we're going to sort out how to make it a bit more palatable. Right, well, I've been hunting through the cupboards and the fridge. So this is what I found. There's some sun-dried tomatoes. This stuff is some homemade chilli relish that I made a while back. And I'll do a blog showing how to make that one day. Bit of mayonnaise. That's some vinegar. In this case, it's apple cider vinegar. Any vinegar will do. Soy sauce. And this is something I just found in the shop the other day. It's quite tasty. Chipotle and lime. Quite good. So I'm just going to put a dollop of some of these in. With the sun-dried tomatoes, I'll take 3 of them, maybe, and I'll just shred those, same I've done with the cabbage. But the main thing I'm after here is the oil that they're sitting in, because that's got all the flavour. I'm going to put about 3 of my soup spoons of oil in there, along with the actual tomato. This, very strong stuff, blows your head off, so maybe a teaspoon. A dollop of that, however much you want. Some soy sauce. It's better than salt on its own, it gives you a deeper flavour. The vinegar just sort of balances the oil, and then chipotle and lime just a little bit to add a bit of spice to everything. Although, to be honest, it doesn't need much because this stuff is incredibly powerful. Right, so these are the sun-dried tomatoes. They don't look very special, do they? They're not very pink and red or anything, but they're incredibly strong tasting. And I don't know if you can see, but they are very, very oily. That's because they've been sitting in olive oil in the jar. And so it's that oil is very good. So I've literally spooned it out of the jar itself. I've taken 3 spoons out of the jar and just poured it on top of the mixture. It's all going to get stirred in a bit anyway. So I need to shred these. Then, as I say, I'll just take small amounts of these. There's no fixed amount. Nothing in cooking is fixed. You just shove in what you think looks good and taste it. If it tastes all right, it's all right. And if not, keep adjusting. There's the mixture. So these are the sun-dried tomatoes. I've shredded them. That's my chili sauce stuff. It's hideously strong. This is, it looks horrible. That's the mayonnaise, but with some soy sauce I've just dolloped all over the place. And this is some chipotle powder. Now, the one thing that you normally get in a coleslaw, I often forget, but really you should also have a bit of carrot. And as you can see, there's nothing special here. Here's a wonky carrot. I'm not going to bother peeling it. I'm just going to, well, you can do things. You could either grate it in there, or in this case, I'm going to put it into little chunks. Same as everything else, so it all just comes out roughly the same size. And then I'll stick it in there, and I'm going to give everything a good stir. Right, so I am now ready to do the chopping. So what on earth have I been doing in the meantime? Well, if you look, I've put everything away. And I would give you that as the top tip of anything. As you go along, as soon as you finish using something, get rid of it out of your working area. I know some people just dump everything in the sink, but to me it just means you're getting loads of work and mess for later. Right, so the carrot's now in there as well. I'm going to start stirring. Obviously there's mayo and stuff in here, you have to stir it all around so everything's mixed. You just take a spoon obviously and do what you can. It's a bit tricky doing this with a camera at the same time, but yeah, it's easy with 2 hands, but that's okay. I like to be self-sufficient. Yeah, There's some bits maybe a bit too big. That looks a bit big. That's okay. You can eat that with your teeth or chop it up on your plate. Right. So now here we are. This is the final mixture. And I don't know about you, but I think that looks quite good. Obviously we need to do some tasting, but in general that's it. Now, I've obviously had some special ingredients in this. I hate it on TV when they say just go to your store cupboard, and they seem to have the most exotic ingredients in the world just sitting on their shelf. Well, the most exotic thing here today was probably the sun-dried tomato. Tasty. But of course that was just the oil I was really using there. You can stick ordinary tomatoes in. You can stick ordinary oil in. Any vegetable oil will do. So quite a nice one is a bit of sesame. But basically what you're doing is however much oil you put in roughly the same amount of vinegar. And again, it doesn't matter what type of vinegar really. You know, you get specialists who say, oh, it must be olive oil or whatever. No, it doesn't have to be. It's whatever you like. I find malt vinegar quite tasty. So anyway, that's my final coleslaw. I've used up lots of things that would otherwise have been thrown away. So all in all, this is a win-win-win. I mean, that's quite a few meals worth of coleslaw. And so, yeah, enjoy.